Hi everyone, it's Kamila. I hope you're all having a great day. If you're new here on the channel, we mostly do speed builds, and today we are building a container home in Oasis Springs. So I hope you will like it. I was feeling like building something rather small, maximum a medium-sized build, and I thought, why not a container home in Oasis Springs? I really felt like building something there. It's been a while since I did, and it's one of my favorite worlds. So, yeah, I thought it was a good idea. And at first I wanted to do something for my save file because I want to have some container homes in this world. But as soon as I started picking the colors for the build and also making something a little more luxurious than I thought, I felt like it wasn't really fitting the vibe that I want for my save file. So in the end, it's just a regular build that won't go in it. I hope you won't be too disappointed about that. I will probably do something else for Oasis Springs very soon. At least it's in my projects. But yeah, every day I'm looking for inspiration pictures for my Discord server. If you didn't know, I have one where we discuss about Sims, buildings, and a ton of other stuff. So we have some channels where we can put some pictures, inspiration pictures of exteriors or interiors. So I was looking for some the other day and I found this very cool one that I will put on the screen, and I felt like it was perfect. I really like the way it looks in real life, so I wanted to do something very similar. In the end, it's not 100% accurate as always because I don't really like to do I think it's called Real The Sims things. I'm not really sure of the name of the challenge, but it's not my favorite thing to do in The Sims, so that's not what we did. But I feel like it's pretty similar and I really like the end result. Also, from what I've seen on Pinterest, I'm not sure it's actually true, but the inspiration picture or this house in real life is in Costa Rica, and I went there 3 times in my life, so it's a place that is very close to my heart, and I felt like it was perfect for me to build this. And it's also an eco house, if I'm not mistaken. In real life, it's not actually one in the game. The one I built isn't really eco, but I made sure to include some solar panels on the roof. Other than that, nothing is very eco. I think it's more industrial and modern than eco, even if there's a lot of plants. I also choose a lot of different windows, so we have a lot from Eco Lifestyle. We also have some from Discover University, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe I changed them, I'm not sure. We have some from the base game, and yeah, they're all pretty different. I went with something very disorganized, and there's not a lot of windows at the back. I prefer to have a lot at the front, and then it was better for me to not put too much at the back, otherwise there wouldn't be that much wall space and there would be too much windows, I would say, especially since it's a very thin house. And I gotta say that I was definitely lost when I built this. I didn't know where I was going at all, especially for the interior. So at first I was going for something very modern and luxurious, even if it wasn't what I wanted. So sometimes it happens where I'm building, or should I say decorating, I just do something because I feel like it looks good, but it wasn't the idea that I had in mind, and then I regret it. And that's what happened, kind of. I wanted something with more beachy vibes, especially when I noticed that this house is in Costa Rica in real life. But I went with something very neutral, modern. So at first we had a kitchen with a lot of black and white, and then I came back to it. I came back to a lot of rooms during the build. I even did a first version of the first floor, and then I scrapped it completely. So I didn't include that in the speed build, sorry. But at first the party room that is on the first floor didn't look like that at all. I came back to all the rooms probably before doing the bedroom. So I was super lost and I love the end result, but maybe you will think that it's a little weird. I don't really know. Maybe it's gonna be seamless, but I don't think so, to be honest. And as you can see outside, we are doing some very nice work with the platforms. So I really wanted to have those kind of big walls that would make a separation between this house and the others that are close to it. And I'm used to use some bushes, but I didn't feel like it fit really well the Oasis Springs vibe, so I decided to use platforms. It's just a random idea that came to my mind, and I hope you will like how it looks. I really like it personally. I feel like it's very different than what I'm doing normally, and it's more unique in my opinion. I also feel like when I added this, it's the point where I started to make a more modern and luxurious house. So maybe the platform walls are guilty of the wrong direction that I took, maybe. But I decided to keep them. And in the end, I don't know if I actually said it because I tend to get lost in my explanations sometimes in my voiceovers. But I decided to do a mix of the beachy vibes and the more modern look, especially because I used some island living windows, as you can see, the brown ones. I feel like it was important that I wouldn't go full on modern. I really like the end result, even if there was no actual style to it. So I couldn't call it modern, I couldn't call it anything else. I hope it's okay with you. And also, instead of just doing neutral colors with, for example, black and white, I also decided to change the flooring for brown and island living one. And I also decided to put a lot of colors, especially on the walls. So I hope you will like it. My favorite room is definitely the living room, so I can't wait for you to see it. But yeah, this house includes a party room on the first floor, so we start by that. It's kind of the entry. You start and you enter the party room, then you can climb the stairs and you enter the living room. You will have kind of an outdoors hallway that leads to the kitchen that is separated from the living room, and you don't have any dining room, but you have an island counter where you can sit and eat lunch. And I also included an office in the kitchen. So we have on the second floor kitchen, office, and living room. And at first, I included a mini gym in the living room, but I decided to change it. I didn't really like the look of it, and I put a bookcase in the end instead of a training machine. I guess I could call it like that. So it's pretty different. As I said, I came back to it, and you will see me change it later in the speed build. And for the third floor and the last floor, we have the bedroom. So when you climb up the ladder, because I didn't put two staircases, I put a staircase and a ladder. When you climb up this one, you will enter the bedroom, and then there's gonna be a bathroom. So it's not ideal that you have to go through the bedroom in order to go to the bathroom, but I feel like it's kind of normal for a container house or a very thin house to be a little weird with the floor plan. And personally, I didn't really mind because I imagined more a couple or a single person to live there, so it doesn't really bother me. And there's also another office on the third floor, so we have two offices. I guess it would make sense to have two people or two Sims living there, maybe more than just one, because otherwise why would they have two offices? But anyway, it's not really important. You can decide whatever you want if you decide to download this house on the gallery. And you probably saw me at the beginning before we entered the interior. I was kind of doing a stairs situation outside, but in the end I decided to delete it. It wasn't super important for me. So we still have the balcony at the third floor, but we don't have staircases leading to it or any ladders. Anyway, I didn't have that much space when I decided to add the platforms, walls kind of thing. So that's gonna be a little different, but you can still access every level very easily. So it wasn't that important that I added that. I did it more because of the inspiration picture, but in the end it didn't really make sense in my opinion. And as you can see, we are currently changing the kitchen a little. I decided to go with more orange counters, so it's more colorful. I also decided to include some beige wood instead of just having some black and white. That way I felt like it was more beachy, as I said at the beginning, and it was more like I wanted, I would say. I hope you like how it looks. It's true that it's a little weird, but I feel like it works in the end. And for the bedroom, I went with the same style as the living room, I would say. It's very similar. I used the same colors, same elements for some things, some details. So again, it's a mix of modern and a more beachy vibe, I would say. I also used a lot of eco lifestyle in this build. So we have these wall decor. I don't know how they called, but those like stripes, I would say. You have the horizontal ones and the vertical ones. Hopefully you will know what I mean, but I used some of those a lot. And I also used the wall decor with the plants with some patterns on it. I really like how it looks. I used it in the bedroom, so we have it at both extremities if I'm not mistaken, and between those we have some shelves, and on it we have wall art. I feel like it's a nice detail and it adds a lot to the bedroom. It gives it a little more personality and more colors to fit more the living room. So I hope you will like it. And outside for the deck area, we have a pool, of course, that you saw. I think we have a barbecue, a very big table, and we also have a seating area, so they have everything they need, some lounge chairs, and we also have a jacuzzi on the balcony. And the balcony, you can access it from this bedroom. It's pretty small, so the only thing there is on it is the jacuzzi, but there was one in the inspiration picture, on the inspiration picture, so I decided to include it, and I felt like it was the perfect spot. I would personally really like to have a jacuzzi that I could access from my bedroom. It would be pretty nice in my opinion. So yeah, I would say the bathroom is very modern. It's probably the more modern room in the house. I used a lot of different things from Eco Lifestyle again, so the bath, the sink, and also some decor. I really like this room. In my opinion, it could be considered like an eco house, but it's not enough eco or eco enough for me to call it like that, like eco container house or anything. I will probably call it modern. I don't really know yet, but you will see it in the title anyway, and it's not that important. The party room is also pretty simple. So we have a juice bunk table, if I'm not mistaken. We have a bar and some seating areas, but that's pretty much it. It wasn't that big anyway, so I couldn't include, for example, a big karaoke machine or anything that takes up too much space. But I feel like it's great anyways, especially since it's connected to the deck area with the pool. So it's definitely the perfect area to have a party in my opinion. And I also wanted to talk about the Reshade presets that I have again. I know I talked about it in my last video, but I'm still trying new ones. And I will probably put them in the description. So if you like them, you will be able to download them. They're from very nice creators. So recently I was trying Dove by Kindle Spice, if I'm not mistaken, but the reshade that I used for the screenshots in this video is different. It's actually called Peach Bloom and it's from Lara Sunday on Instagram. I will also put her Instagram in the description because she's really good at what she's doing. I really like her account. And she was doing this preset for her, I think, 10k followers, and I downloaded it to try it. I really like it. I actually used it for the thumbnail too, and yeah, I recommend it. It's a little hard to build with it, so I wouldn't do it and I wouldn't do gameplay with it, but for screenshots it's awesome. And for the recording, I used Avalan's one again, as usual, so I didn't change this one, but I just felt like it was interesting to talk about it, and that way you will be able to know that I changed some things and maybe go see in the description if it interests you to download those. But that's pretty much all I had to say for today. I also want to mention thank you for the new milestone that we just reached. We reached 2,500 subscribers, which is amazing. I'm super happy about that. I'm trying not to talk about numbers too much because I value the people that are following me like people and not numbers. But when you see those numbers, it's actually very impressive, and I still wanted to thank you. So yeah, I hope you like this build and that you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on social medias. All the links will be down in the description. And of course, you can download this build on the gallery. My ID is KamilaYtb. So thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all an amazing day. Bye!